Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation with PCSX2, and PCSX2 just got a brand new feature you may be interested in. So if you're a fan of BPM, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Big Picture Mode depending on how you wanted to interpret that, you might be a fan of this. Add custom background image support. Now, I don't know about you, but I would say this is an exciting change. However, it is worth noting here, only PNG, JPG, JPEG, and BMP formats are supported, which is no surprise. .gif formats are not supported yet. I don't know if they will ever be, but anyways, they're not supported as of right now. On top of that, to access this, it's pretty simple. Launch PCSX2 and enter Big Picture Mode. Navigate to Settings and Interface Settings, and then click Background Image and select an image file. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. And on a side note, PCSX2 also got a real nice quality of life feature, at least in my opinion here. So this is for the OSD, which stands for on-screen display, or possibly something else. I can't quite put my finger on it. More relevant save state timestamps. So I think this is a little bit more convenient just to take a look at for these save state timestamps. I mean, this doesn't really change the behavior of the save states. I think it's a lot more visually pleasing and easier to sort. The beforehand, for example, saved at 1934 on Monday, 2025, 11:10. And the after, saved 40 days ago, saved 1 hour, 19 minutes ago. Let me know your thoughts about the difference here in the comments below, and if you like this as opposed to previous. And speaking about liking stuff more than previously, next up here we're talking about DSAdvance. Now, DSAdvance is not Nintendo DSAdvance, which is really confusing on its own. It's DualSense or DualShock Advance, so they say it's an advanced Xbox gamepad emulation for Sony DualSense, DualSense Edge, DualShock 4, and Nintendo Pro Controller or Joy-Cons. Supports aiming and driving by tilting the gamepad, stick emulation on the touchpad, and more. And DSAdvance just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, DSAdvance version 2.0 is the latest and greatest update. And in this update, there's a whole bunch of new stuff. They've added motion wheel buttons, which allows emulating up to 9 buttons by pressing 1. They've added support for DualSense adaptive triggers in wireless mode. They added the ability to change the aiming button, and even more stuff. They've added the ability to emulate stick movements with buttons, and again, even more stuff. Next up, we're quickly talking about emulation on iOS and tvOS with Provenance, and Provenance got a quick update here for a fix that may be great for some users. So at the time of filming, version 3.2.1 is the latest and greatest update, and this update has a bunch of fixes for iPads and iPad skins. So they say iPad skins have been fixed, joystick and default skin fixed in landscape, Atari Lynx RetroArch controls fixed, Retro Achievements login fixed, and even more. And speaking about new versions and new additions, next up we're talking about WinBoat, where they say run Windows apps on Linux with seamless integration, and WinBoat got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, version 0.9.0 is the latest and greatest update for Podman. And they say here, Podman is now supported. You can pick it during installation. However, USB pass-through on Podman is not supported yet. UWP app support has been added. Now you can see and start all your UWP apps. I'd say that's a pretty huge thing. A custom app can now be created from an existing one if you'd like to modify it. Apps can now be filtered. Apps can now be launched via the context menu, and even more. Next up, we're switching from software to hardware and talking about the PlayStation 5. And if you're in the market for a PS5, now might be a really good time to check out pricing. It's being reported that in a bunch of places, Black Friday deals are cutting PS5 prices, PS5 Pro and Digital Edition. So depending on where you are, keep your eyes open, because it is being reported that in the UK, the PS5 Pro is going for 16% off at a price of £589.99. And also the PS5 Digital Edition is 33% off, going for £289.99. And speaking about prices and consoles, next up we're talking about RAM. Now, we talked about this one in a previous video, but more and more people are commenting to talk about the increasing prices of RAM. Arguably, this is all thanks to AI and AI gobbling up all the available RAM. Anyways here, look at this tweet. Buying RAM now costs the same as buying a console. I would agree with that. So in a previous video, you may have remembered me talking about potential Xbox price increases again due to the increasing cost of RAM. That's one of the biggest rumors out there right now for Xbox. Anyways, here, if we take a look at PC Part Picker and take a look at the prices of RAM over the last 18 months, you can see it's kind of skyrocketing. It was in I don't want to say it was in a good place, but it was in a more stable place more recently, but just has been going up considerably. And this is just for DDR4. I mean, if I keep scrolling here for all of the RAM, the faster the RAM, the higher the price increase. It's absolutely crazy. Here's DDR5. And you can see just out of nowhere, it just goes up considerably. This is not great overall if you are looking to build your own PC or replace RAM you already have or upgrade. Arguably, things are getting even more completely out of hand as if they weren't already. Take a look at this reporting over on Tom's Hardware, and this doesn't appear to be just affecting RAM. It appears to be affecting a lot of different stuff. Large capacity micro SD cards are now regularly out of stock in Japan as storage crunch claims another victim. High capacity HDDs are also vanishing. I do recommend checking out this article for more information on the matter, and if you are interested and wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, links will be within the GitHub link in the bottom of the description below. I don't hide my sources. Anyways, listen to this paragraph. It looks like large capacity models are getting sucked up for AI use. So we aren't getting any stock at all. Everyone knows what's going on. So even if the price goes up, the drives sell out immediately. And this cycle repeats. And I guess SSDs are not as bad as HDDs. At this point in time, I don't know what's next. I don't know how high prices are going to go before they're too high, even for AI use. And I'm curious to know if the bubble will pop. But moving on from that, and next up we're going from hardware back to software and talking about SM64 Co-op DX. And SM64 Co-op DX, for those who may be unaware, is an online multiplayer project for the Super Mario 64 PC port. And it just got a big brand new update. So at the time of filming, version 1.4 is the latest and greatest update. And this update, I would say, is pretty big. There's a whole bunch of updates, fixes, and brand new stuff here. For example, they've added in a mod development mode. And on a side note, there's also an Android fork of this, and that has also been updated to version 1.4 to coincide with the mainline version. In addition, on the Android version, they say they've completely rewritten the touch controls. Now you have options to customize individual touch controls. These options can be found in controls and touch controls. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. And if you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.